I lost it. Oh, there it is. Okay, can you see?
Yes.
Okay, so when I did this, and every time I did something, I ran it to see if it would make a table,
Uh-huh.
and it did. But then I got stuck. I didn't know where else to go from there.
Okay.
Let me find the instructions. So the first one was show the name, type, and price of items, and then it's got products and services in parentheses, purchased by each customer, sorted by customer name. So I didn't really, I did the best that I could, but I didn't really know what to do. So first I did the use salon, and then I selected the products so that we could see them, and I ordered them by customer. Hold on, the database is not connected for some reason. Are you in our studio? There we go. Oh, where did it go?
Oh, where did it go?
Hold on.
Oh, probably unconnected. If you go onto the tab up at the top that says unconnected.
Uh-huh.
Click on that and then just copy and paste all that stuff into the other place.
Okay. Let me see, how far down did I go? Oh, I did go pretty far down. Okay.
And then go to the local instance, the tab up there. There you go. And now just paste it. Okay, so something that I did that actually was really helpful for me that I've never done before is I went to the instructions and I copied the instructions for number 1 and just pasted it right behind the comment on line 1. So you don't have to keep going back and forth.
Oh, that's a good idea. Oops.
Okay, so now go down to hit a hard return and on line 2, put another pound sign, and I want us to do some strategizing before we start. So make a line in between. There you go. And just do a pound sign on line 2. Or line 3 is fine.
That's fine. I'll do line 2.
Okay, so let's look at this and figure out what we need. So we need the name, type, and price of the items. Mm-hmm. Where are we going to get that from?
From the product table.
Okay, so let's go ahead and just write on line number 2. We need the product table. Okay, and we want to sort by customer name. Where are we going to get the customer name from?
From the customer table. That's what I did there.
Okay, so but we need to do it all in one select statement. Mm-hmm. So put and customer table. Okay, so now we need to figure out how are we going to figure out what. So we need the products that were purchased by the customer. So where are we going to find the actual, like, what they purchased? Because the product table is going to tell us all the products, and the customer table is going to tell us all the customers, but we need only the products that were purchased by the customers. So how do we connect the product and customer table together?
The transaction table?
Okay. We are definitely going to need the transaction table. Okay, so let's look at the lines, or sorry, the columns in the transaction table. Go up to columns, there you go, click on that. Okay, so look at what that has. So what can we connect the transaction table? How are we going to connect that to one of the first 2 tables that we need?
By the customer ID, I guess.
Okay, so maybe in between customer table and transaction table, put just customer. Okay, so we've connected the customer table and the transaction table, and now we need to connect it to the product table. How are we going to connect the customers to the products?
I don't know. There's nothing there. Oh, customers.
Okay, so let's look at the
Transaction. Customers. Customers and
go to
products.
columns in the customers.
Customers. There's nothing the same.
There's nothing the same, so we need to bring in another table that's going to connect those two. So look at your other possible tables and see if you can think of one that would connect the products and the customers.
Let me close these so I'm not confused. Products and customers. Transaction detail?
Okay, we'll look at that one, see what that has.
Well, transaction details has product ID and product has product ID.
You're right. Okay, so in front of the product table, put in, like, get rid of need and just put in front of that, you're going to put transaction ID. I'm sorry, not, yeah, put transaction ID, but then in front of that, put the transaction details table.
Oops.
Okay, so we have the transaction details that has the transaction ID and it also has the product ID. So I said transaction ID, but you actually want to put product ID because that's what's going to connect the transaction to the product table. Okay, so the transaction connects to the product table and the customer table connects to the transaction table. So we have the 4 different tables that we need. How do those two connect to each other? So we've got, and actually we have it kind of backwards. The product is going to connect to the transaction table, which is going to connect to the transaction. Okay, take the space out of transaction details. That's what keeps messing me up. There's no space between transaction and details.
Oh yeah, I wasn't putting them the way it is on the.
Okay, so we actually have this kind of inside out. The product table is going to connect to the transaction details table, which is going to connect to the transaction table, which is going to connect to the customer table. So those 4 tables we have to join together in order to be able to get the product that the customer bought. Do you see how we did that? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now in number 6 down there, so we have from product, that's great, and we need to join it to those 3 other tables. So the product table joins to which table?
I'm sorry, you cut out. What was that?
So on line 7, you have the product table, and we need to join it to which table? Which table joins with the product table?
It was the transaction table. Is that what we decided?
If you look up on line 2, you have the 2 tables and what joins them together. So you have the product table and the transaction details table.
Oh, transaction. Okay.
In fact, let's just really quickly swap transaction details and product table. So take product table and stick it at the front, and then take transaction details and stick it where that was. Just so we can see how we're getting from point A to point B.
And put it after.
After product ID. Okay, and then now do the same thing with the customers table and the transaction table.
Ah,
That's going to go into the customer ID. Okay, so now what connects the transaction details to the transaction table?
can you say that again?
The transaction details table and the transaction table, how are they connected? What do they have in common?
Nothing.
Yes?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at. Oh yeah. Never mind. I was looking at columns.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
that's right. Okay, transaction. Oh, transaction ID.
Yeah, okay, so in between transaction details and transaction table, put transaction ID. Okay, so now we have the whole join right there. First, we're going to use our product table. We're going to join it with the transaction details table using the product ID. So do that first. And give it an alias. So do from product P.
Oh, we're gonna give it an alias?
Yes, we need to give them all aliases because then it will be easier in the future.
Okay.
Are you using R?
MySQL.
Okay, so
I have to write join, right?
yeah, but do it on the next line. It's always a good idea to keep all of your keywords on the left.
Okay.
So we're going to join with the transaction details. There's no underscore.
Oh, that's right.
And it's detail, not details.
Oh yeah, we messed that up before, huh?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Okay, and then on the next line, we're going to put on. And how do they line up? They line up with the product ID. So you do on, or you could use using if you want to. Just do using product ID.
Oh, that makes more sense in my brain.
And in parentheses.
What happened? Oh,
Put it as uppercase, there you go. And then in parentheses, put product ID.
okay. Explain to me again why we need the parentheses.
When you're using, the syntax just requires parentheses. If you're using on, it requires an equal sign.
Okay.
I don't know why they decided to do it that way. Some genius sometime in the past said using needs parentheses.
Okay.
So now, so we've now joined the product to the transaction detail. Now we need to do the next join. So if you go back up and look at line 2 again and see what the next thing is.
Okay, we needed. We need the customer table,
Okay, you skipped over one.
the
You
transaction
have them in
table.
order. Yep. You have them in order of how we want to do that. So the next one, we're going to join the transaction table.
And I can just do that? Like I don't have to do anything special. I can just do join?
You do join, right? These
And I
are
don't
all,
need any commas up here?
nope.
Okay. Join.
Because you're using the join keyword again, that tells the computer that what you're doing. So it doesn't need a comma. And then you need either an on or a using again.
Using transaction ID.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then what's our next one we're going to join?
The customer table.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yes. Go and give transaction and customer aliases.
Oh, that's right. Okay. And
I would give that one a TD because it's transaction detail.
yeah, there we go. And this one's just going to be T.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then customer, you can do C. Okay, so let's get rid of the product ID or the where for now. In fact,
I don't need the where. Well, eventually I do, right? But not now.
Not on this one. And you can leave order. Well, no, let's take that off. Yeah. So now just run it and see what you come up with. Let's make sure it's working from there. Okay. Oh,
The product doesn't exist.
use salon. Run that one. Run just number 3. There you go. And now try it again.
There it goes.
Okay. So you've got everything from all the customers and all the things that they bought from all those 4 tables, but you don't need everything. So up in your select statement, now narrow it down to just the things it asked for.
What did it ask for? It asked for name, type, and price of items
Okay, so
purchased.
yes. So go, so in the select, no, up on line like 8 or 6. So right now you're selecting everything, but you just want those 3 things. And so you're going to put the alias of the table.
Oh. I'm doing that from the customer table, right?
It's the name of the product.
Price. Oh, products and services. Okay, I understand now. So it's P, right?
Or it would be, yeah, P.name.
Type. P dot type. And name, type, and what was the other thing? Name, type, and price.
Okay, and then it hasn't, well, go ahead and run that and see if that runs.
I don't need a comma there after price?
No, because you're not, you only need a comma if you're adding another thing, another column that you want selected.
Okay.
Okay, so.
Nice. But we don't have the customer's name yet.
It doesn't ask for the customer's name, but it makes sense that you would put the customer's name. So in front of P.name, go ahead and put the customer name.
Oops. I don't remember what we called that. First name?
Sure, you could do first name. So do C.first name.
But how do we join the last name to it?
If you want to do that, you have to use a concat. So you're going to surround the C dot first name with parentheses and put concat in front of it. Okay, and then after first name, you'll put a comma
Oh yeah, I get that.
inside the parentheses. And then what you want next in the concatenation. And it needs to be a lower C. Okay, put a space after your comma, there you go. And run that and see what happens. And you can just leave the cursor right where it is. You don't have to go to the bottom of it. As long as you're inside that thing, it will work. Okay, so you have the name. I would add a space in between the name, first and last name. Okay, so you need to do, instead, you need a quote space quote.
Oh, okay.
Single quotes.
And then a comma?
Yeah, but you need single quotes instead of double quotes.
Oh yeah. Although on the video, he always puts double quotes. I don't know why.
Huh. I don't think it'll, I mean, I guess if he does it, maybe it'll work, but I don't think it'll work. So go ahead and run that and see what that looks like. Okay, that's looking good. I personally would give it an alias because to make it have a nice heading.
So after the concat, I would put S.
Yes. And you could just put customer or whatever.
For first, last.
Sure. Okay. That looks great. Now there's just one more thing you need an order by.
Order by, because, name, type, price of items, sorted by customer name.
And it's last name. Even though it doesn't say there, it does in the rubric.
Oh, does it?
Mm-hmm. So after the using, you're going to put order by and scooch it over to the left because it's not part of your join. There you go.
Order by last name?
Yeah, but you need a table alias. Where is it coming from?
From the customer table?
Mm-hmm. Except you can just use the alias.
Oh, that's right. Now I do last name.
Okay, run that. Ta-da!
Okie doke.
All right. Okay, number 2. Go ahead and copy and paste that in there too.
Well, this stuff I can erase, right?
Yeah. I'll be right back. Just go ahead and copy over number 2. Karen was looking by, looking for you. I'm there every day. So she said you wanted to see her. I told her you're at work. Okay, so you might want to reach out to her and remind her that it's tomorrow night. Okay.
So I don't have to put use salon because I already just put it at the top and it's done there, right?
Right, yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean copy that. I meant go and get the instructions for
Oh.
number 2.
Oh, I swear. I'm autistic over here.
Autistic?
You know what? No, I can say that because Zach is got a spectrum disorder, so. It's that literal thing. Okay.
Okay, put it up under behind the comment. So put it up on line 17. Okay. So we need the total spent of each customer sorted by spend descending. Okay, so put another hashtag right there, and let's just talk about what you need to do in order to get that. Okay, so where are you going to get the total amount that the customer spent?
From the transaction table?
Okay, let's see. What does the transaction table tell us?
No, well, it doesn't tell us what they spent, right?
No, it doesn't.
Transaction detail would.
The
What is it?
transaction detail,
No,
it
doesn't.
tells you the quantity though. So you could take the quantity and multiply it by the price. So where's the price at?
I thought it would be, oh, it's under product.
Okay, so we need the same four tables. So you could go ahead and copy the join from the previous one, because we're going to need to know, we're going to need to connect the product table all the way to the customer table again. You need the from too, because that's part of your join.
Oh. And I don't need the order by that yet.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so put the from down on the next line so that it's not part of your comment. Okay, so, and we need a select.
Oops, what happened?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So go down the line again and put select. You can do, well, just do select. Okay, so now let's talk about what it is you need to select. The first thing you need to get is the total spend of each customer. So you're probably going to want the customer name again so that you can say which customer it is. So you could probably go up and take the concat
Yeah.
that you did. Okay, so now let's just look for a second at the result grid that you got from the last thing. So, because we're going to need the type of, or basically the price of the product that we bought, and then we multiply it by how many they bought, and then we need to group it by each customer. So if you look at Karen Smith, she's going to have probably $68.95 because she's got the 60 and the $8.95. Jose Mendez is probably going to be $19.95 unless I think he bought 2 shampoos. So it'd be 15 plus $9.95. So if you think about that, there's going to be 2 math problems we have to do. First, we have to multiply the price times the quantity, and then we have to add all the lines together from the same person.
Where is quantity at?
Quantity is going to be, look again and see if you can find the quantity. It's not in the product.
In the transaction detail.
Right. So we need to multiply and then we need to add together. Okay, so on your next line, from line 19, go down to line 20. And how are we going to do that math problem?
trying to remember how to put that.
I had to
Do
lessons.
price times quantity, right?
Yeah. Okay, so go ahead and do that. And you've got your aliases.
Mm.
So price is in products, good.
Quantity. Is that right?
Yeah, go ahead and run that and see what comes up. And you can leave your, yeah, okay. Okay, so it looks like it worked. If you look at, let's go look at, scroll down, I can't remember his name, Jose Mendez, I think. Okay, remember he had the bottle of shampoo that was $4.95?
Mm-hmm.
When it added it together, it ended up being $9.90. So that worked. It took the quantity and multiplied it by the price of what he bought. Okay, but now we need to group it so that all of Jose Mendez purchases are all on one line. So how are we going to add those two lines together? Do you remember? It's a function that we're going to have to use.
I don't remember. I don't remember.
Okay, it's sum.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I knew that. Sum of the both quantities?
Yes, so basically you're going to take line 20 and you're going to put it in parentheses and put sum in front of it. So erase where you have sum and put sum at the beginning. There you go. Yeah, that'll work. And put it in parentheses. Okay.
Do I have to put these ones in parentheses?
No, you're just going to get rid of that because you've moved it to be inside the parentheses. So whenever you have parentheses like that, remember you do what's inside the parentheses first. So first it's going to multiply, and then after it's done, it's going to add them.
Okay.
So get rid of the space in between sum and the parentheses. And now run that and see what happens. Okay, do you see what happened?
We lost all the rest of our customers.
We lost all the rest of our customers. Remember, your program has a glitch where it lets you do something it shouldn't let you do?
Yeah.
Okay, so how do we get it? So instead of Ryan Taylor buying everything, we have each customer buying their own stuff. And if you look at line 17, oh, actually that doesn't give you a clue.
Customer sorted by.
Okay, how do we group the different customers together? Do you remember what kind of clause you use?
Was it only or unique or?
Unique would just get rid of the extra people. Instead, we need to group them. So anyone that's the same, we need to add them together. So we're actually going to use a group by.
Oh, I forgot all about those.
So no, it's going to be after your join, after your from statement, all the way down at the bottom.
It's after all my joins too?
Yes. And that's going to be on the left because it's a new clause.
Okay.
And what are we grouping by?
Well, we need all the customers.
Okay, so what is unique to the customer that you can group by?
The customer ID.
Yes. So use the alias, table alias.
Oops.
Okay, run that and see what happens. Hooray! Okay, so let's look at Jose Mendez again. So remember he had the $9.95 plus the $15, so that added that properly. And now
Okay.
there's just two more things that I would do. First, you need to do a sort by.
A sort.
Go up and look at the instructions and see what you're supposed to sort by.
Spend descending.
Okay, so the spend is what you did to find the price. So you're going to have to copy the information from that sum, the whole sum function, and you're going to sort by that.
And when we sort by, we use using?
Nope, you use sort by.
Oh, you use legit sort by?
Sort by, yeah. And again, that's going to be all the way to the left because it's its own clause. Okay, and descending. Nice. It is unhappy because why?
Shall I run it and find out?
No.
Yeah.
You have an error in SQL syntax. Try that again.
Oh.
Price, sort by some price. That's where it's at.
Yeah, why is it unhappy? Oh, it's not sort by, it's order by. I apologize.
Oh, it's order by? Okay. Okay. And it's most by all the way down to least.
Yep. So the only other thing you might want to do is add an alias to the column.
To this one?
Yep.
I have to do that up here though, don't I? I can't use total, that's somewhere else, right?
No, you can use total. Okay, run it. Looks good.
Okay. Number 3. Let me get the instructions.
Put it up on line 3, up on line 32.
Okay.
Okay, so look at that. And this one is very similar to the last one. So look at it and see what's going to be different.
No, good.
Total revenue generated by each employee, sorted by revenue descending. So we are not finding what each customer did, we're finding what each employee did. So
So you could probably start by copying all of number 2, and then we'll just change it.
Okay. So first name, last name, but it's not from the customer, it's from the employee.
Right.
We didn't give that an alias yet, right?
No. So if you go down to your joins, first of all, your customer is now going to be employee.
Go down to my joins, and what about customer?
Customer is going to be now employee instead of customer. Because we don't care what the customer's doing, we care what the employee's doing. Give it an alias and then change the using.
We're going to use employee ID.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are we going to use it? I'm going to run it and see what we have, okay? We don't have anything.
Okay, so first go up to your select statement. It's asking for that in that concatenation, it's asking for the customer first name and the customer last name, but you don't have the table anymore, so you can't get to those. Instead, you
So we
want
need employee first name and employee last name, right?
yes. Although you should check and make sure you named them the same.
Yeah, and I don't think I did. Emp first name and emp last name. Okay. And then that will still work, right? The sum and the price and the quantity?
It should. Look and see what it's got a problem with on select.
Look and see what happened?
Well, go ahead and run it first.
Sorry, there's a lot more noise in here now.
Okay, it's not liking the select. So we need to figure out why that is. So hover over the select and see what it tells you.
Under the gym. Last, first, last. Is it because we used first, last as something for the other table?
The fact that it's the select makes me think there's something in front of it that it's unhappy with.
In front of the select statement?
I think so, but I'm not sure what it is.
Because I have my...
Yeah, you do. Okay, hold on, let's look at this for just a second. Oh, go look down at line 42.
Okay. Oh. No, I'll do it for.
So if you don't see anything in front of it when it's the first thing that's highlighted, if you don't see anything in front of it, that's the problem, then it might be somewhere inside the whole thing.
Okay.
Because the select is kind of the beginning thing, and it's going to be unhappy until you get it.
Well, and I did forget to go and change it, all the customers to employees, so let's see this time. No, it's not still. Okay, let me see.
Okay, let's look at this.
Employee ID.
Make sure that both the transaction and the employee table have an employee ID.
That the transaction and the employee table are what?
both have an employee ID. So employee has an employee ID. Does the transaction table have an employee ID? Where's the transaction?
I'm looking. Index, employee, location, product, transaction.
It does have an employee ID. Why are you unhappy?
From the product table. Join the transaction. Oh, that's good. Join the employee table. Employee group by.
Yeah, it's also when we have to use the done button, or when is it just another repetitive click where they just select the item and then they can move forward. You know, there are some patterns where you really don't need to have done. You can just select what you need to do and move forward.
What was that?
No, that's my husband. He's on.
Yeah, I was listening. I was like, I just don't understand.
Get rid of the group.
So
by.
on
Let's
this
get rid of the
screen,
order
maybe
by
it's just
to start
a
with.
question. I know that our UI is split into 3, possibly 4 channels, depending on, you know, where we place items. Just because we have that much width doesn't mean that much width. This, like, these all seem way too far apart, right? Is there a way we can bring them more closely together, or is that specifically we've split the UI into 4 regions and so
Okay. All right. Select concat. Dot employee first name, comma, space, comma, u dot employee last name, as first last, comma, sum p dot price. Dot quantity is total from product P. Join transaction detail TD using product ID. Join transaction T using transaction ID. Join employee E using, oh, get rid of the E dot employee ID. 41. Because you're you're getting the employee ID from both tables. Don't get rid of the whole thing, just get rid of the alias.
Oh, just get rid of the alias?
Yeah, so with using, you're saying both tables are going to have employee ID, but you're saying both tables are going to have an employee ID in the employee table. So it confused it. Does that make sense? The using says the employee table will have employee ID and the transaction table will have employee ID. But by putting E dot in front of it, you're saying only the employee table will have the employee ID.
Okay.
So it's confused, like you only gave me one table and I need 2. I don't know what to do.
And so do we still need the order by?
Yes, you will. And you're probably going to have to go copy it from somewhere else unless you, okay, that works.
Order by.
The sum up on line 34.
It's not happy. Get rid of the as total. Okay, run that and see what happens. Okay. So that looks like that worked. Now go look at your instructions and see if there's anything else you need to do with it.
How come it still did total? Oh, because we did that up here. Okay. Sorted by revenue descending. So we just need to put descending right there, right?
Yep. And that technically should be in caps because it's a keyword.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do that up on the other one. Why did it do that? I'm gonna go change the other one then, okay?
Okay. Basically, everything that MySQL turns to blue should be in caps.
Okay.
Except for the comments. Okay.
There we go.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Now just number 4.
Let me go get the instructions. Now, this one I was confused because it doesn't show manager title anywhere.
It does, but it's in the data. They're getting tricky with you. Okay. So go ahead and run that right now. Oh no, it's unhappy because why?
Oh, because I have my where and I don't know where, I didn't know where to get it from.
Okay, so go ahead and just get rid of the where for now. Okay, and run it and see what happens. Okay, so if you look, Jenny is an owner and Olive is a manager. Those are the 2 people that are going to be the managers listed.
Oh, we got an assistant manager up there too.
We do, but it's saying the manager and the manager title. So even though there's an assistant manager, at least I interpret it, the manager is going to be over the assistant manager. So, and if you look at their location, in location 1, you have an assistant manager, an owner, and an associate. Do you see where I'm looking?
Yes.
Location ID. And then location 2, we have an associate and a manager. So on Julie and Olive, the manager is going to be Olive and the title is going to be manager. And on Haley, Jenny, and Robert, the manager is going to be Jenny and the title is going to be owner.
Okay.
Okay, so we need to figure out how to do that. So first, you're going to show each employee with their title, hire date, manager title. So let's do the employee title and hire date first because that's pretty easy. So up on line 47, you need to do 3 things.
Select employee. We're going to do the employee first last name together thing again?
Yes. Okay, now one thing is you have a table table alias up on line 47, but on 48 you do not have a table alias. So give employee a table alias. Okay. and it's unhappy because you've got a comma after it. So go ahead and just add the title and the hire date in addition. So you don't have table aliases on those. They probably will still work fine, but I would just add the table alias just so that there's no question. No, it's going to be in front of it because those are columns. And which table are you getting the title from?
From the employee table?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so run that. Make sure that works. Okay. So we have.
Hire date. So we don't have manager and manager title yet?
We do not yet. Okay, so now we're going to go down a little bit. Okay, so now we need to do we're going to have to join this table to itself because the manager information is in the employee table.
So we have to do a self join.
We do have to do a self join. So you just say join. You don't have to write self join. Just do join.
Do we do the join after the order by or before?
Before, because it's part of the from. And you're joining to the employee table. So write employee. And now it needs a new table alias.
E1?
Yeah, that would be great. I would do E2 just because you have E1 kind of already.
Oh, if I do E1, that's just gonna be crazy because it's gonna have 3 E's. So I'm just gonna do 1.
It needs a space in between.
What does it?
So it's the employee table is employee, and then do it E1.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, so now we need an on. So go down to the next line.
On or using?
You can't use a using because we have to specify where we want this same table to join itself.
Okay.
So the first thing, how are you going to know if it is the correct table that you're joining together? How are you going to know which manager to put with Haley? What is it that tells you whether it's Jenny or Olive?
By the title?
Not by the title, because, well, how are you supposed to know whose manager Haley is?
By the first and last
How are
name?
you supposed to know who is manager of Haley? I said that backwards. What determines whether the manager of this person is Jenny or Olive?
Their title?
Nope.
I don't know.
Okay, think about it. So Haley works in Rigby. So who is going to be her manager?
Oh, I have to go and look back at the.
Well, it's the manager that works in Rigby, right?
Yeah, but that's not here. I would have to go back and look at the.
Okay, so you don't need to know what the answer is. You just need to know how to find the answer. So the location is where you need to join them on. So the location ID is equal to location ID because the manager is going to be in the same location as the employee.
So we're gonna do on location ID.
Yes, so you're going to do e.location ID.
Because we're getting it from the employee table.
Mm-hmm. And then do equals E1.employee ID. Okay, go ahead and run that. Oh, actually, before you run that, well, go ahead and run it. Just see what happens. Oh, column emp first name in order clause is ambiguous. Oh, okay. No, it's not. Oh, in your order by 51, you're actually not going to need that order by, so go ahead and get rid of it.
I don't need the order by?
But look at it and see the reason why it's unhappy with you right now is you have an employee table and you have an employee one table. And on line 51, the employee first name, it doesn't know which of those tables to get it from. Even though they're the same table, MySQL doesn't realize they're the same table. And it's saying, but I have to either look in E or E1, and I don't know which one to look at.
So we just give it an alias and it will know?
Mm-hmm. And then also for employee last name. Okay, go ahead and run it and it should work now. Okay, so same exact information, but it worked. So we know that our join worked. Okay, so go ahead and up on line 47, we're going to add the manager first and last name. Now, think about this. How are you going to get the manager first and last name?
We need their title.
Well, no, the title is going to be after that. We need their name. But we are going to get it from the second employee table. So after e-hire date, you're going to do E1 first name and E1 last name. So put a comma and put it on the next line because you're kind of running out of room. And you need to do the employee first name, the employee last name, but you're getting them from the E1 table.
Wait, why are we getting it from the E1 table again?
Because now the E1 table is going to give us the manager. The E table is giving us the employee, and then the E1 table is going to give us the manager.
Okay. Because we just did that down here. That's what we just told it to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
And you're going to want to do the concat again because you want the first and last name.
Say that again.
You're going to want to do a concatenation of the first and last name.
Oh,
But instead of the E table, you're getting
E1.
E1 table. Yeah. And give it a different alias. I would say as manager. And then you're going to want the title of the manager. So you're going to do, again, title, but it needs to be from the E1 table.
Right?
Yeah, but it's unhappy. Oh, number 47 at the end, you need a comma.
Now, why did we put a comma here and we didn't up there? We didn't put one up. Oh, we did put one up there. Okay.
So you're separating the columns that you want in the select statement. Those have to be separated by commas. Before, we didn't do commas, I think because it was in the middle of the joins, and those don't need commas.
Okay.
So run it and let's see what you get. Oh, it's unhappy because
The in the order clause is ambiguous.
oh, because okay, we're actually not going to need to order by any of that, so just get rid of the order by clause for now. But again, it's the title and the hire date, as it doesn't know which table to get it from. Okay.
So we have each employee, we have their title, their hire date, and their manager title.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So
And it's all there, right?
it is all there. So hold on, scroll down and let's make sure that it doesn't have too much information.
That's as far. I don't have a scroll down thing over here.
Okay. Then it turned out perfect. I'm surprised. I thought there was one more thing that you needed to
It
do.
says result 18. Hold on, let me lower this. Nope. Okay.
Go down, scroll down in your output, down at the bottom. 5 rows returned. So there was only
Okay.
5, and that's what you needed. So that's perfect.
Okay. So that's it then.
That is it. Okay, so look at it again and let's just make sure you understand what happened. So basically, it said you're going to take, actually, I don't understand why that worked.
Why it's not right?
Well, it should have returned. Okay, so it's just returning the first one. Yours is doing a thing again where it's running and it's assuming that it knows. Oh, actually, if you look at it, Olive is the manager of the second store, but it's saying that Haley is, and Haley is just the second person. So it didn't come up with the right people as the manager and the other manager.
Okay.
So I was expecting it to error or give you a Cartesian product, which means it would give you everything. Instead, it just went, I don't know which one you want, so I'm just going to pick the first 2.
Okay.
Instead, so we joined on, okay, line 52. Location ID is never going to be equal to employee ID. That's why it did it. Location ID is going to be equal to location ID. No, you're getting rid of location, but you need to leave location.
Well,
So
we're connecting the location to the employee, right?
we are connecting the employee table to the employee table, and we're connecting it on the location. So both of those need to be location ID.
Oh, both of them need to be location.
Yes. So on 52, it needs to be on e.location ID equals e1.location ID. Okay, so run it now. There we have our Cartesian product. Okay, so it's saying, I don't know which person you want on this second half, so I'm just going to give you one of everybody. So it's going to take all the people and give Jenny as the first one. Then it's going to take all the people and give you Haley. And then it's going to take all the people and give you Robert as the manager. Okay, so we aren't specific enough.
No.
So in addition to combining on the location ID, we also need to do an additional and. So we've got on location ID and We only want the people who have the title of owner or manager. So you're going to say title, E1.title. That's a comma, not a dot. And then you need it to be either owner or manager. So you need to do an in. So in capitals, write in, and then parentheses, and put the two choices that you want to use. Okay, but if you think about MySQL, words have to be in what format?
I don't know.
Well, you have numbers and you have strings.
Oh, do I have to put them not in parentheses, but in,
They need to be, it needs to be in parentheses, but then each one needs to be in quotes.
oh, okay.
And owner and manager each should be capitalized.
Oh, because that's the way it is in the table.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, now run it and see if that cleaned up your Cartesian product. There we go. So now all the people that are at location 1 have a manager of Jenny Jensen, and all the people who are at location 2 have a manager of Olive Adams.
And we did that by connecting it to the location table. We
Well,
joined the employee table to the location table.
no.
No, we joined it to itself on employee and location.
Yes. We joined it to itself on location, and then we filtered for only the owner and the manager.
Okay.
And do we need to order at all?
Mm-mm.
Nope. Okay, so you're done.
So, well, that was faster and less painful than last time.
Yes, it was.
Okay, then. Well, thank you so much and have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too.
And I hope your husband's surgery goes well.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm sure it will. Hope so.
And that he heals quickly and
Yeah.
with minimal pain.
Yes. All right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. Hang on.